may the best man win. But this sport is something that you can't play with. Boxing is something that you can't play with.
It's 100% disrespectful. This is a clown fight. This is a more clown fight than the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Though that Pacquiao is going to look horrible.
Floyd Mayweather has told Manny Pacquiao not to fight Mario Barrios, saying boxing is too dangerous to take lightly. Experts agree, pointing to how poorly Pacquiao fought in his last match years ago. Most comebacks in boxing don't end well. Older fighters often struggle, and winning becomes a rare surprise, not something you can expect.
Left, ready to go again, working with Freddie Roach. I feel like I'm back in 2010, the Wayback Machine. Pacquiao looked pretty good in some of the videos that I saw, like he wasn't in horrible shape, but he is 46 years old, going up against a guy that is more than a decade younger than him in Mario Barrios. Bob Arum, in the same interview, he said that he was worried about Manny Pacquiao. This is a guy that promoted Pacquiao for most of his professional career, not promoting this fight against Barrios, but he said he is concerned for Pacquiao going into this fight. Do you have concerns about Pacquiao going in?
No, I don't have concerns. And look, I can post a video and look good for 10 seconds right now. Just like when Mike Tyson looked like a killer when he was promoting the Jake Paul fight. You writers and you guys with the non-boxing, I need to get those videos out of your head, because they're just clips. Anyone could look good for that long. I can train you to look good for 10 seconds. It'll be pretty hard, but I can train you to look good for 10 seconds on video. So don't worry about that. I look, Bob Arum knows what he's talking about, because it's the legs that's going to get to Pacquiao, not the power, not the explosive speed in front of a heavy bag. But whenever you're in front of an opponent and he's going to be moving around, it's the legs that are going to fail you. They're going to betray you. The power's not going to betray you. That lasts until the very end. His punch resistance, that's not going to betray him, because that never goes. Speed, and it's because you rely on your legs. That's the thing that goes at age. So at 46 years old, Manny Pacquiao is not going to have zero legs.
Experts are very concerned about Manny Pacquiao's health if he fights Mario Barrios. Boxing is a tough and painful sport, especially risky for someone coming back after years away. Pacquiao hasn't fought in 5 years, and his body may not be ready for the pressure and hits. Many retired boxers suffer bad injuries when they return, including brain damage, and people worry the same could happen to Manny.
Because what's the worst case scenario? Someone gets seriously hurt. Someone has like life-altering injuries, and that could happen in boxing. We've seen this. Manny Pacquiao isn't immune to this. He's been knocked out. He's been hit. He's not Floyd, who has been hardly hit. Like, he's been knocked out cold. I thought when he got knocked out by Marquez, I thought he died. It was that scary. Yeah. Remember that one? So
I do.
Ultimately, I'm most surprised that if it hasn't been officially announced, if it lands in Nevada or California, I'll be very surprised and dare I say disappointed.
Former champion Ricky Hatton was surprised by Pacquiao's decision to return after 5 years away. Said today's boxing world is unpredictable, and it's strange for Pacquiao to jump right into a title fight. Hatton hopes Pacquiao stays. Safe Butt says the timing and situation of his comeback don't make much sense.
Mario Barrios for the WBC title, a number of years out of the ring. What do you make of it?
Well, one, I hope he doesn't get hurt. I think there's every chance he could do. Secondly, I think how has he got to a world title shot? Fifth in the world, imagine if he was number 1 and 2 in the division and trained all your life to get there, and then Manny comes in after being retired 5 years or whatever it is, and goes into number 5 in the division. Boxing these days.
Manny Pacquiao is a boxing legend with titles in 8 weight classes, something very few have done. But his choice to return has received a lot of criticism. Fans and experts think his legacy is already great and don't understand why he would risk his health and reputation by trying to fight at a high level again, especially at his age and after so much time off.
Common sense, like being a world champion means you are the best in the world. You are the champion of this world at your weight class. We all know right now, at least to me, it's common knowledge that that's Jaron Boots Ennis. At 147, he is the best in the world. But he doesn't hold all 4 belts. He is only one of the 2 or 3, I guess now, world champions. Doesn't make sense to me, and especially when now you're the WBC and you're like, yeah, let's bring in Manny Pacquiao to potentially win a world championship. And let's say he pulls it off by some miracle. Are we going to put Manny Pacquiao in there with Boots Ennis? Is that what we're going to do? I hope not. And again, this is not me trying to be a hater. It's just, I don't want to see Manny get hurt. And Barrios, not the biggest puncher in the world, but he can hurt it bad. He is a volume puncher, and he will be in there against a guy that, again, isn't a natural 147. If he finished his career at 147, that's not where Manny was his best self. He's definitely going to be at a massive size disadvantage here. Height, reach, everything. Again, when Manny was in his prime, or, honestly, when he was still in his late 30s and early 40s before he retired, he could have handled that. His speed was still there. The consistency was still there. He wasn't running for political office and doing all this other stuff and taking time off. We see this time and time again. When a boxer retires, takes a long time off, and then comes back, it usually, again, outside of George Foreman, rest in peace to the GOAT, it usually doesn't go well. And I don't think this is going to either. And it's clear to me that this is done for, a staging of an event versus the actual competitive nature of the fight. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong and that Manny still has it, but I'm just going to go with what makes the most sense. The WBC and whoever they partner with on this is going to try to sell tickets off of it. Okay, that's fine. But what's the point of the belt if this is the match? What are you saying as the WBC to all the actual contenders that you have ranked at welterweight for this belt?
Some people feel that Pacquiao's comeback is even worse for boxing than celebrity matches like Mike Tyson, best Jake Paul. They believe fights like these focus more on money and show than real sports competition. Critics say Pacquiao fighting Barrios could hurt the value of championship matches and disappoint fans who want serious top-quality fights.
It's 100% disrespectful. This is a clown fight. This is a more clown fight than the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. This is an outrage. People should be up in arms about this fight. This is so disrespectful. Barrios loses this fight, he should quit boxing. You let Manny Pacquiao, an old dude who stopped boxing, and then you're his first fight back? You are disrespectful as a champ.
Looking back, experts remember how amazing it was when Mayweather fought Pacquiao, even with big weight differences between them. Sports analyst Max Kellerman praised how Pacquiao could move up in weight and still stay fast and skilled. History shows how great Pacquiao was in his prime, but also reminds us that those days are long gone.
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Number one.
Yeah, and then pound for pound. See, Pacquiao he started as a flyweight champ. Not just he started his career there. He was the champion at flyweight and then moved up. There are so many divisions between flyweight and junior middleweight where he also won a belt. Even the fact that he could compete with Floyd Mayweather, who's a naturally bigger guy and one of the greatest pure boxers, Pacquiao's overall body of work, you could have him second pound for pound behind Sugar Ray Robinson.
How come I'm watching highlights of him knocking people out though, as little as he is, man?
Oh, that dude. It's the calves, man. He's got those fast twitchies and those big calves jump in on you and generate a lot of power. Crazy hand speed and power from a southpaw. Really awkward, hard to beat, lightning fast. Pacquiao was all that.
In a surprising turn, Pacquiao has said he's open to fighting Mayweather again, but only in an exhibition match, not a real title fight. Said if Mayweather agrees, he's ready. This shows that Pacquiao may be interested in exciting events that mix entertainment and legacy, not just serious competition.
A exhibition now later on down the line.
Oh, why not? Why not? If he's willing to have a rematch with me, then
an exhibition.
I'm okay with that.
But an exhibition. How does it go now? This time around, obviously, it's been quite a few years since you guys got in the ring.
It's okay. An exhibition with a decision.
With a decision, not just exhibition.
Yeah.
So for how long do you
exhibition with a decision?
Boxing expert and ex-fighter Carl Frampton didn't hold back. He called Pacquiao's return a joke and a big mistake. He believes the risk to Pacquiao's health and legacy is too high. The blunt opinion reflects a common concern in boxing, that older fighters sometimes come back not for love of the sport, but for money, and that can be dangerous.
It's a joke, really. There's the thought. It's an absolute joke. I love Manny Pacquiao. Love everything about him. An all-time great in terms of what he's done previous, but that doesn't entitle you to just walk back in after 6 years and get a number 4 ranking with the WBC and fight for a world title. What about all the other guys that are waiting around? It's wrong. We seen Manny Pacquiao fight an exhibition against a kickboxer in his last fight, and kickboxers can't box, right? I've seen world champion kickboxers coming and sparring boxers. They can't box. They can kick, but they can't, and they can kick and box a little bit. They can't really box. And Manny didn't look great. I mean, yeah, I don't know. The WBC, I think they have a lot of time for him, Richie O'Sullivan, but I think it's a mistake, really do, and they should be quite embarrassed allowing a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao straight in for a world title fight.
Many critics think Pacquiao is only coming back for the money, but Pacquiao says that's not true. He points to his charity work and donations to show he's not doing this for cash. He says he still loves boxing and wants to make history again, not just make money.
So Manny Pacquiao is taking on a challenge against Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios currently holds the WBC World Championship of the world. Now, a lot of people are saying that Manny Pacquiao is only doing this for a payday. And recently I saw an interview where he said that he's donated over $1 billion to multiple charities. Now, if that's the case, you guys just sound dumb as hell, because that just means, 1, this man's balling, 2, this man's generous, and 3, a lot of people have been looking up to the wrong role model, because you see people like Mayweather, the richest boxer of all time, right? Buys a $30 million watch and then flexes it on his own fucking fans. Meanwhile, Pacquiao is doing the people's work, alright, man? This man's fucking trying to be president. I think he is president of the Philippines or something. He's just pulling in his weight, and he's just trying to go for GOAT status, you know what I'm saying? He got, his old coach coaching him in the corner again. Honestly, I do feel like it's going to end in a tragedy, though. I feel like Mario Barrios, depending if he's nice or not, will end Pacquiao.
Famous boxing promoter Eddie Hearn has also warned about Pacquiao's comeback. He says being 46 and out of the ring for years makes it almost impossible to perform at the highest level. Some fans are excited to see Pacquiao again, but others worry that the fight could hurt his health and damage the memory of his amazing career.
Kevin, kind of a weird spot right now. We're looking at Manny Pacquiao potentially facing Mario Barrios. What do you think of that fight?
Yeah, I think that, it's a very contentious subject. Like, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, I guess there's 2 questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Do you think it's strange that he's coming off the couch and getting a title fight like that?
I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit differently to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots, and Barrios is not Crawford. And that's why we pushed the Conor Benn fight. Conor Benn, like, his best win is against Algieri or Van Heerden. So actually, Pacquiao is a step up. And people are still complaining at me for mentioning that fight, like Conor Benn is Boots. But he still hasn't had those wins yet.
Trainer Greg Hackett gave an honest view of Pacquiao's fight with Mario Barrios. Said if they had fought years ago, Pacquiao would win easily. But now, things are different. At 46, Pacquiao no longer has the same speed and energy. Hackett said this fight feels more like a money event than a real top-level match. Pacquiao's return shocked the boxing world.
Hit a lick, but Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. It's tough to go against him in this situation, because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might run and beat Pacquiao up. Not knock him out, but beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like Ugas, the Ugas fight?
Yeah, like it's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang, so why not? If he could make it happen, make it happen. Because I would love, if Barrios was my fighter, I would love to have a Pacquiao on the record. I would love something like that. And that's a fight you got to get ready for.
It's a fight that boxing fans want to criticize you for.
Yeah.
But the reality is, Manny Pacquiao has a die-hard fan base that you're going to make money with that fight.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to see other fights at 47. You Stanionis, you Boobs, you Brian Norman.
Yeah, but he want to steal as much as he can steal. You know what I mean? Because again, this shit is not forever. Just like anything else, it's going to end. So you want to make some money and you want to do great things.
WBC President Mauricio Suleiman confirmed that Pacquiao is officially allowed to fight for the welterweight title. But fans are split. Some are excited to see a legend fight again. Others worry that he might get hurt or damage his legacy. The younger and more active fighter is staying calm. He respects Pacquiao, but says he won't be scared. This fight means everything to him. It's his chance to prove he's the real deal.
And just shows you that he is a great fighter, but I'm going into this camp, into this fight confident, everything right with our game plan, and I'm going to try to execute it as best as I can.
Some compare Pacquiao's comeback to Mayweather's exhibition fights. They say both are about making money, not true competition. Many fans worry these kinds of fights take the spotlight away from young fighters and weaken the meaning of championship belts.
Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. Okay, if this was for a massive bag, but you're fighting for a non-pay-per-view event, so you're going to be fighting for free against a guy like Manny Pacquiao. There are plenty of other fights to be making. But yet we're getting Manny Pacquiao. Mario Barrios. Is Manny Pacquiao even ready to fight? I get he still loves the sport, but you are an all-time great, a legend of the sport, a Hall of Famer. Why return? Why not just go pursue other things? If anything, do those little cheap expeditions you did last year, or those that are similar to that what Floyd Mayweather keeps doing. Why is Manny Pacquiao a real legitimate fight? A real legitimate fight against Mario Barrios? Why is Mario Barrios agreeing? Unless there is some astronomically large amount of money being given out for this fight, makes no sense for either party. This fight makes no sense for either party. And I'm sick of having this welterweight division held up by dumb stuff like this. We don't want this fight. It makes absolutely no sense. And all it does is hold the welterweight division a little bit longer.
Pacquiao's return is part of a trend where old boxing stars come back, often for money. Fans are frustrated. They feel these fights hurt the sport's spirit and disrespect boxing history. The biggest concern, though, is Pacquiao's health. At his age and after so long away, the risk of serious injury is much higher. Experts fear this comeback could end badly and damage not just his body, but his legacy too.
Manny Pacquiao he hasn't been a pro in a minute, and they're coming back to fight someone for a belt. Barrios technically should win, but this isn't fair. Like, we could have had Brian Norman Jr. versus Barrios, but we're getting Manny Pacquiao versus Barrios. I don't think anyone wants to see that. Manny Pacquiao is past his prime. He's not in his fighting years no more. And then can he make 147? And then you're letting him fight for the belt. That doesn't make any type of sense. And then if he beats Barrios, let's say hypothetically he beats him, is he gonna unify? Because Boots, that's sitting in the lamb to the slaughter. Brian Norman, that's sitting on the lamb to slaughter. Like, this doesn't make no sense. These young fighters, they can really hurt Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao couldn't even handle Ugas. Just think about how this is all playing out. It doesn't make sense. This fight shouldn't be made. Like, there's other fighters that Barrios can fight. Like, he could try to fight Boots, because I think